that brings me to the initial question here. What on earth is going on at Kilauea Volcano? And the answer right now is not very much, actually. In fact, almost nothing is going on right now, which is not the answer that I thought I would be giving you when I was planning for this talk. The figure at the top is that same time series with the little stair steps. So inflation is up and deflation is down on that red line. Seismicity is on the bottom. Right around August 2nd, everything really quieted down. So we had our last collapse event on August 2nd, and deformation just became incredibly flat. Number of earthquakes really dropped off, almost nothing now. The red line here, by the way, is cumulative earthquakes over the course of the eruption. That's 40,000 right there. Absolutely incredible number of events. These photographs are down in the rift zone, so this is the channel. You can see how cool and black it is, and this is fissure 8. So a little bit of steam. A few days ago there was a little bit of lava in the bottom of that, but really nothing erupted anymore, so incredibly quiet. So if the eruption is over, and I don't think we're ready to call it over yet, it may be a pause, but the longer time goes on, maybe the more likely the lower east rift part of the eruption anyway is over. We can start to ask questions about how big was this, how long did it last, etc. One of the questions, of course, is how much did the caldera subside? So these are cross-sections at the summit. This is measured, well, it wasn't measured in April of 2018, it was measured before that, but it didn't change. So let's call that April of 2018. This is a cross-section east-west across the caldera, and then again measured in August of 2018. That subsidence is more than 500 meters. That's the Empire State Building for scale. So really enormous collapses in the summit. So as I said, that's 12.5 million cubic meters a day, and this is what you get when you subside 12.5 million cubic meters a day for as long as we did.
Observatory now?
So the question is there public access to the observatory now? Actually, the entire park is closed and has been since May 11th, so no. So in conclusion then, I think during the eruption, history really guided our thinking about what the system might do. So we have the geological record, we have the historical record, and that gives us an idea of what Kilauea is sort of capable of doing. And we coupled that with the monitoring data, real-time monitoring data. That told us which direction, which of those possible outcomes the system was maybe evolving towards. And that was really nice because I think it allowed HVO to issue timely and accurate warnings. This was an enormous event, but no lives were lost. It was really a human tragedy in a lot of ways. There were more than 700 houses destroyed, but nobody died, and that's a major success. Second point I'd like to make is, as I said, I think no caldera collapse, even globally, has ever been as well recorded as this. I think not even close. So we really have an unprecedented opportunity to learn not just about Kilauea, but about the mechanisms that drive caldera collapse to volcanoes around the world. And really the work that we're doing to understand that is really just beginning. There are decades of work in trying to understand the data that we've collected over the last several months. Finally, the magma system at Kilauea, as I've shown, has really changed in important ways. It was sort of stable over the last 35 years. The Pu'uo'o eruption, we kind of got used to that. Everything is different now. And of course, the big question is what happens next? And I actually do have the answer for that. And the answer is time will tell. So I'll leave it with that. Happy to take any questions.
Hi, thank you. I believe you mentioned you had some mathematical modeling earlier. To what extent is that refined now? And assuming you're refining it now, but what's your prediction as to how accurate that's going to be in the future?
Yeah, good question. Refined and partially rendered obsolete, perhaps. The models I worked on before are for a system which may not exist anymore. Most of my work was done to understand the Pu'uo'o eruption, and some of those things are fundamentally different now. Other aspects of the models are the same. The magma reservoir at the summit, one question is how much magma is still stored there. There may still be some, and that's a feature that was in my model before, and hopefully I'll continue to try to resolve. So the models are all of our models are gonna require some revision and some rethinking, but it's a great opportunity. The Pu'uo'o eruption was a fantastic chance to understand the system because it had been erupting for so long. But this is such a perturbation to the system that allows us to get at things that I think we never would have gotten at with another 30 years of Pu'uo'o. So I think new models will be called for, and I'll let you know in a few years how they turn out.
Thank you.
Thank you.